You know what I can probably do also. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's. All right. YouTube. Oops. YouTube. Boom, boom, boom. Copy. Okay. Oops. Shut up. What up, Jen? I can't remember your name. Help me out. I know it's Tyler Logan. I can't remember. Give me. What did I do? Noah. I was close. What's up? What up? Bones up. Noah. Because I remember Jen and President Noah. Now I remember the song. I'm working on it, Noah. I'm working on it. Give me a break. Dude, why do you keep yelling at me? Okay, come back. All right, let's take it out. Oops, where'd I go? Bang, bang. There we go. All right, let's see. What's on the itinerary for today? Well, it's freaking, let's see, it's 34 degrees. Had to, so warm up and talk to you guys. Thank you. We got a lot of time. We'll probably be streaming for 12 hours. I'll have a couple of breaks throughout the day, but yeah, we'll be on. Early bird catches the worm. That's right. I woke up at like 8. It's 10 now. I had warmer than what's the temperature there, Cheese? I thought you were in Texas. No. Illinois. You're in Illinois. Am I right? Where are you at, Noah? Space Cows in frickin' Indianapolis, Indiana. Does 12 hours of online time mess with your mind? I don't think so. Maybe. Does it? Am I crazy? You know what? I tell you what's awesome. I get things like this. That's very motivating. I'll show you. Google. YouTube. Too much internet is bad for. No, listen, there's a. I can understand that absolutely, Skippy, 100%. There's a complete difference from consumer and creator. When you're making stuff all day, you feel productive. You see results of your hard work. When you just consume all day, it's the opposite, right? It's draining. So this was the video about how to take a joke. Thank you for this information. Never thought of it that way, you know. And so it's how to take a joke. Hey, that's me. So it's like people get every day, at least daily, at least once daily, between Discord, YouTube, and whatnot. People thank me for being around. Nothing. I don't eat this early. I don't eat breakfast. So I fast, whether you want to call it, fasting. I don't eat. I'll have coffee in the morning, but basically it's chocolate milk, hot cocoa, whatever you want to call it, and coffee, mix it together. Okay. I eat whenever I finish streaming, midnight, 9 o'clock, 10, 11, whatever time. Last time I eat. I don't eat again. I won't eat again till 1 or 1 o'clock ish. So yeah, and I have because when I eat in the morning, I want to go back to bed. So I find myself more productive if I don't eat till later, and I have more energy, which is odd. It's exactly the opposite of what you would expect. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have found my wife. See what I'm saying? I'm glad to help. Glad to help, Space Cow, brother. Glad to help. Yeah. I don't. And like everything is marketing. Everything you have heard, everything you hear is to try to get you to do something else. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day, is a lie. It's a marketing term. It slows down production. It causes people to be tired throughout the day. You want to wait as long as you can to eat. Think about the people that weigh a third more than they should. They should weigh 200 pounds, they weigh 300 pounds. If they just cut breakfast out, they would lose a third of their calories. And a lot of times, breakfast is most people's calories. They eat freaking cereal and shit. And that's absolutely horrible. Yeah, if you just cut that out, and it only takes about 3 days. It's uncomfortable, not unbearable, but you're like, man, I'm kind of hungry for about 3 days, and then I'm not hungry. About like it'll get to about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'll be like, oh man, I could use something to eat. Then I'll eat. Then yeah, but yeah, you'll become more productive if you cut breakfast out completely. You can drink water and stuff like that, but yeah, and don't drink energy drinks and crap like that. Go to the gym 5 times a week. You can eat whatever you want. Right, absolutely. And Skippy, so let's talk about that. If you are already if you're not on a mission in life, like if your mission is to bodybuild or to keep yourself, then yes, you need the protein and stuff like that. If you wake up in the morning and say, let me jump on the internet, there's no need to jam 800,000 calories into your body at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 a.m. It doesn't make any sense. You don't need it. And that's why you get fat. And don't let fat people lie to you. Don't let fat people lie. They don't have a glandular problem. It's not in my genetics. You're addicted to food. You're an addict. Plain and simple. It's just like, oh, I can stop whenever I want. Then stop. Prove it to me. But yes, if you need, I usually have a cup of coffee and dried fruit, sunflower seeds, rice. That's absolutely fine. See if you can completely cut out the sunflower seeds. I mean, that's fine too. We're talking about sunflower seeds, right? So that's not that big of a deal because that's basically fat, which is good. If you're going to eat fat. Don't eat freaking wheat and bread and shit. It's their bone structure. Have you ever seen this? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. X-ray of a 600-pound man. All right, look at this. Look. 700-pound man. Look. I'm big boned. No, you're not. You're a liar. You're an addict. And look how warped the freaking femurs are from trying to hold up all of that. So when you die, all that goes away. And you just become bones. It's such a freaking scam. I'm just big boned. No, you're a liar. I can stop whenever I want. I just do a little bit of coke. I just do a little bit. No, you're not. You're a liar, and you're lying to everybody. Lying is so 2025. Yes, that's crazy. That's 5 people worth of people on one person. That's 5 people worth of human on one frame. Like, think of it. Well, 5 people at 140 pounds. What's 140 times 5? I can't do math. 14, 5 times 5, 450. 140. I'm sorry. What? Yeah. 160 times 5. Okay, so 160 times 5 is 800 pounds. Okay, so let's drop it to 140. Let's do 150. Okay, so 750 pounds is 5 people, 550-pound people. I'm about 155. I'm 6'4", about 155 pounds. Actually, I'm probably less now since I've started fasting. I could probably weigh myself, so I'd probably say about 150. And if I poop, I'm probably like 148. And don't even show how messed up the internal organs are, dude. Right, and the weight pushing on those organs can cause your body to release more of different types of hormones, and we see what hormones have done to people. Being fat used to be a status symbol because you could afford to be fat. Right, right, right. And what did that do for him still? So now you're fat because you can afford to be fat, but now you're gonna die sooner, so you can't enjoy your life. But I enjoyed it while I'm here. Yeah, and your knees hurt and your freaking butthole's all freaking whacked out from your explosive diarrhea. Yeah, it ain't like that no more. It ain't like that. People, listen, fat has always been promoted, even just freaking 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the fat positivity movement. That was marketing, that was advertising, so that people would eat more. They weren't cooking more, they were buying more bullshit. Buying more bullshit. Did I pin that? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. What up, Mark? I'm not a scientist. I'm a citizen scientist. I was in the movie industry for 15 years. Now I'm retired, do YouTube full time. I was in the music industry. I was a carpenter, prop maker. I do electrical engineering as a hobby. Chemistry as a hobby when I was way younger in my early late teens, early 20s. But yeah, my father was a rocket scientist, retired, the Johns Hopkins lab in Maryland. My mother and father both retired from the lab. So I was surrounded by scientists my whole life. Mark, what do you want to do, Mark? How do you want to leave your mark on this land, on this world, this earth? Mork the orc, brother. How old are you, Mork? You don't have to tell me. I'm saying most people don't know, or I wouldn't say know who Mork from Orc is these days. Most kids, I would be surprised if you were under Nanu. Nanu. Yeah, and old enough. Gotcha. So Mork from Orc, they were born old and they grew young. So like their elders were like, let me show you. Mork and Mindy, elders. Here was the oldest, their elder. This was their elder. Young little kid. They drank through their finger. They would stick their finger in a bottle and they would drink through their finger. Don't ask me how they pooped. Robin Williams, great. What up, chick? Robin Williams was great. Poor freaking tortured soul. But it seems like a lot of artists are. I worked with a lot of creatives in my time. A lot of them. In music, in film, in the art groups in the towns I lived in. The whiteboard in the back looks like a whole lot of math on it. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not math. It's not math. It's all of my subscribers. It's all of my subscribers. Yeah. So it's actually green screen material. Green screen material. I was in the movie industry for years. So green screen material is white on the backside. So I just put it's green on the back and white on the front. So I just put it up backwards to put everybody's names on it. So if anybody subscribes, let me know and I'll put you up there. That's sick. I remember that. Okay. Yeah. You do remember that. There you go. It's Shudo. I ain't seen you in a while. Where have you been? I remember seeing you. If you're the same Shudo from like 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. Nah, not that long ago. Maybe 3 to 4 months ago. Yeah, Robin Williams was absolutely great though. Absolutely. The fandom. The Orkin Elders. They were also exorcists. Do you recall the cost to produce a single barrel of crude oil? The cost to produce it, I want to say $3. Cost of production of 1 barrel crude oil. Okay, $10. 10 bucks in Saudi Arabia and about 30 to 70 in US, Canada. Okay. Let's see, when was it three? When? They're saying it should go down to like sub $1. Like when was the cost? When was the cost of production of 1 barrel crude oil under $5? Okay, so in the 90s, it was under $5. Wow, during April 2020, the demand collapse, it went negative. Wow, yeah. It used to be $1 to $2 a barrel. And between 1900 and 1930, it was under $1 to $2 a barrel. In the 90s, it went as low as five, and then in 2010s, it went between 20 and 30. COVID-19, it went negative. It was under $0. Yes, sir. Here again. I think I first joined a couple months ago, and I subbed a couple of weeks ago. Doing well, man. Busy with school and about to start a part-time job. Dude, I've been really good. I got my YouTube. I got my YouTube partnership at like Christmas Day ish. Um, Christmas Day. Where am I at? And I'm about to get tomorrow. I should get to my 4,000 hours of watch time. Yeah, so I'm at you need 1,000 subscribers, and I got that, and you need 4,000 hours, and I'm at 3,946. So as soon as I get that, I start getting watch page ads. So I'll get paid per view. Right now I get per hour, which is basically watch hour, and then as of looks like tomorrow, it'll definitely be tomorrow. Yeah, growing up in the mid '90s, I remember 89 cent gas, dude. I remember driving to Ocean City, Maryland, with my girlfriend, and it was 95 cents a gallon on the way there, and on the way back, it was $1, and I was like, "What the?" Because most gas station signs didn't have a place for the dollars. It only had two, the decimal point, and then two spots, 2-digit spots, and then the 9 tenths of a cent. So no one ever expected to go over 99 cents. It just didn't make any sense that it would ever go to a dollar. And then when it went to a dollar, they had like it was all they had like that's when they started to go towards like LED signs and stuff like that, and the 7-digit displays. Nice Christmas gift. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. It was a very nice Christmas gift. You're almost there, buddy. Armand. Oh, I'm almost there. Yes, yeah. So yes, I'm yes, and it happens. So over the past 20 days or so, I've gone like it took me about a year. I took a couple of months off, but it took about a year to get monetized, and then from that point to in the past month, I've gotten like 300 subscribers just in the past month. It's like boom. Now they're $15. Oh, smokes, dude. Okay, when I started smoking, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. When I started smoking, they were $1.50 a pack, right? And now they're like $15. It's so freaking crazy, and like more than that. When I went to New York in 2001, um, September 2001, by the way, I left on the 9th, September 9th. Um, 2 drinks. Me and my girlfriend, she had an Amstel Light and I had a rum and coke, and it was $27 for 2 drinks in 2001, 25 years ago. Yeah, Naruto was up. Me and my dad were just walking around the woods, and I found the wood that smells really good, and it's called fat wood. How does it get the smell? It gets the smell from the fat, so that's pine. So that's pine tar. That's the oil, that wood, that fat wood. You can light it on fire very easily and it'll burn like a candle, Naruto. Chew tobacco is athletic. Hold on. Chew tobacco is that athletic tobacco that won't make you smell. Yeah, you can do that too. Yep. Yeah, I don't chew tobacco. I use pouches. I use caffeine pouches. Um, Great Scott, time goes fast. When yes, sir, Marty McFly. Yes, sir, Marty McFly. But yeah, that's it. So the turpentines and the pine resin, that's what gives it its smell. Pine resin, turpentines and pine resin. Let's see. Can't remember. Turpentine. Turpentine. Not I am fine. Turpentine. Volatile oil from pine resin. Yeah, so turpentine comes from pine resin, primarily because of the terpenes like pinene. Strong, distinct odor. Yeah. So it's from pine resin. I'm smart. Marty. Marty, why did you get cozy with your. I'll let you answer that, Mr. McFly. McFly? Great Scott. So we're learning a lot of stuff about tobacco and cigarettes and cancer and chewing tobacco and mouth cancers. Come to find out, it looks like it wasn't from the tobacco in the first place. It was from the pesticides that were sprayed on the tobacco that caused these issues. Because you got to wonder why, like they say, tobacco, chewing tobacco makes your teeth fall out, but like all of the skulls and skeletons from uh, um, um, American Indians and whatnot, they got all their teeth. But they chewed the shit out of tobacco and smoked tobacco. Well, they didn't use freaking Roundup. Crazy. Space Cowboy 99999. Why did you get cozy with your mother in the past? Let's see. I know I could probably do. Let's see. Let us see here. You need a haircut? What should I get? What kind of haircut should I get? How about this? How about this? How about this? Give me 1 second here. Should I get a haircut like yours? Uh-oh. There it is. Should I do this? Hold on. Here we go. Should I do this? How about that? Should I do that? Captain Picard? I could do that. Can you smack a ruler on the desk? I can do that. What'd I miss? What's up, Derek? I missed it. You deleted it. I didn't even see what it said. I can smack a ruler on the desk. You want me to? You got to download my OnlyFans. Do you have to download OnlyFans? Hopefully he's let's see here. Let's see. Definitely looks like Captain Picard. Get a haircut and get a real job. Let's see. Let's see if we can find what Pod looks like. Let's see. What's up, Fallen? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm back again. You don't need to hit the lotto, Skippy. Listen. You don't have to. You don't have to hit the lotto. You can get used machines around you at different sizes depending on the size. Like if you want to do a whole 4x8 sheets of like MDF or plywood or foam or whatever, yeah, it's a little expensive. But you know, but if you want to get a smaller, like a 3D printer is a CNC machine, but you can get desktop ones that are like 8 by 24 or 18 by 24 inches for $300. And if you get it, and if you buy your own Dremel tool or spindle head, even cheaper than that, $200. Buy a spindle head for $100. But yeah, absolutely, Skip it. You can absolutely do that. Come on, Holden. What you mean, brother? You don't even have hair. Yo, what's up, Chris Blue? What's up, crazy? Oh, crazy logo, crazy logo. But yeah, look. Okay, so let's do this real quick. How you doing, brother? All right, let's look at this. Let's look. Used CNC machines. So these are big. These are lathes, big ass, super ones. You can get a CNC lathe used 8 by 14 inches for $500. You can get a super big ass one for when it's $200,000 used for $2,700. Yeah, you can get CNC mills $18,000 used, and most likely you might have to. I mean, even if you get one that's got bad stepper motors, you can replace the stepper motors. Let's see. NEMA stepper motors. NEMA. Then you could replace the steppers for about 70. Let's see what size. Even the biggest ones, like $100 a piece. You can absolutely do it. And it's 4 screws, a plug, a mounting bracket. We're just streaming there, brother. Talking about what anybody wants to talk about. What you doing, more importantly? Huh? What you doing, bro? I'm doing this. I smell danger. I smell danger. Sorry, I do stupid things on the internet. There we go. There we go. There we go. Bring on the light. Right there you go. Stepper motors, Myers Electric, America. Let's see. You can get big ass one. Jeez. Yeah, 3-phase. Those will lift a car. Not quite, but pretty big. Hey, pretty big. What's up, Timothy? Oh, let's do this too while we're at it. Speech. Control voice. There we go. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Oh, what do I got here? There we go. That should be fine. That should be fine. Turpentine. Oh, let's do this too. Let's see. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Let's see. Oops, that was me. Oh, wow. Wow. Fish skin. No way. I was arresting my ICE officers. That's pretty cool. What up, user? Is that working?
Look like Snape Esco twin.
Timothy, you subscribe? Let me know, brother. I'll put you up on the wall, my friend. Looks like Snape's good twin. Let's check that out. What's up, Monk? Monk Olive, Snape's twin. You talking about from Snape? You might have to agree. Wow, I have to agree. That's crazy. He's got a big nose too. It's Snape's good twin. There we go. All right, I got it. I got it. Wow, it's the worst. Oh yeah, absolutely.
The South will rise again.
That's
Can we count on your support? Salute.
brother. I live in the South. I'm in Georgia, and I'm about to move to Florida in about two months. I'm in the South. We got
creatures will attack.
The jungle creatures. Oh, jump. You freaking guys. You freaking guys. Crash Bandicoot. Let me see. Let me see. What do you do?
JD.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Nang. How are you? Mamiat. Nang Mamiat. How are you, Nang? Hello. All right, where were we? Let's see if we can find this. Oh, I'm still looking. I'm still looking. I'm still looking. Can't think where it was. Can't think of where it was. But anyway, so this is what we do here. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to figure out how we can get you. What state are you in, Scribble? I got freaking bad memory sometimes. I blame it on my years of poor self control. I like to make a shout out to my self control. All right, let's see where to go. Where did it go?
Good morning,
that's
FG.
pretty cool. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. All right. Okay. So where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at, people? Don't wear shoes without socks. I got socks on. Makes feet stink. Then you'll have to figure out how to deodorize those sons of bitches, and they stink. They stink. Okay. What's the plan for today?
Dick got his shit together.
What happened? Oh yeah, dude. Mark Scuffalo. Dude. Andy Dick, dude. So I met him years ago when he had his shit more together, but dude, he went, let's look him up now. That poor bastard. Andy Dick currently. No, not Dick. Andy. Oh, he's in rehab. He went to rehab a couple days ago. Oh, dude. Man, looking rough. Yeah, he looks rough. Dude, he's freaking, man, this guy. Same glasses. He needs a bigger nose. Yeah, it needs to get his shit together. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so he had a drug overdose in Hollywood. Okay, let's see. Apparent drug
You
overdose.
say the South will rise again, but the South was controlled by the false Ashkenazi false Jew slavers. So you support slavery and slaughter of children. Do you use a BU5 VQ7 week?
It sounds like he does. Sounds like he does, especially with a name like User BU5 Wick 5. And not only that. Well, so here's a problem with the history how you have it spoken, King. Controlling groups always worked in teams, playing both sides of the fence for the most profit possible. The reason we have a two-party.
Have puffy noses.
Yes, they do. A lot of alcohol. Why do they? Yes, they absolutely do. So the alcohol. We'll talk about that in a second too. Okay, so the alcohol thins blood, and when they don't drink, their blood pressure rises. The thin blood and the thinned capillaries break, which gives them the red bulbous nose look. This is from skateboarding, though. I'm not an alcoholic. Okay, so where were we? So the reason we had a two-party system for so long is
the corporations that ran them and own him is the false Ashkenazi. The people that did the slave trade is the people who are slaughtering children in Palestine.
But regardless, right? Regardless, you look at the people that run the news corporations, like they own the Democrat and Republican news corporations. So they're getting profit from both sides. If they only ran one and not the other, they would profit off of Republicans and not Democrats. How do you profit off of both? So they work together. They consider themselves, the slaves can be anything. It doesn't matter about the color of the slave. Listen, the Muslims, they had Christian slaves. They had Muslim. If you're talking about going back in the day, back in the 1700s, the reason slavery looked so bad in America is because of the skin color difference.
The people who ran the slave trade, then you are supporting those who genocide children.
I'm not supporting any of them, man, and I don't support genocide of children at all. I don't support genocide of adults either. The point is, you got to know who you're attacking, and if you're going to take it out, you got to take it out. You got to cut the head off the snake. And it's not, and I'm not Jewish. I just broke my nose a lot. My point is, you have to be able to understand that they always play both sides of the fence. It's the class. It's the class of people that want to take over the other class. They make games like Republican Democrat in order to keep the underlings so confused and fighting amongst each other that when they want to take over, they can take it out. The English Christians against the false Islanders in Spanish. What about it?
Never mind.
Are you the Fonz? What's going on, good man? Yeah. Did you forget about the fact that Democrat and Republican party is the same party? Yes, this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter, and it's not just one. You can't just say we're right, go after the Jews, because the Muslims also have slaves and still currently. Like if we look at this, how many current slaves currently are still in Africa? How many slaves are currently in Africa?
It wasn't TV English. They wrote the same.
7 million people were living in modern slavery in Africa on any given day in 2021. All right, so it's not just, if we get rid of the Jews, if we get rid of the Muslims, if we get rid of the Christians. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with powerful.
That wasn't TV, seemingly. There was a conflict of communication right there.
Okay, no. I understand. I understand 100%. But the point is, if we want to win, we've got to understand that the battle can't be against a group. You've got to or a group. It's not because of skin color, whatever, this and that. Not because Jew, Muslim, Christian. You've got to find the powerful Christians and the powerful Jews and the powerful Muslims all work together. Closer to the end of days will they fight amongst themselves, but they've got to make sure they keep the youngins fighting amongst themselves. We're sending all Democrats to Canada. Let's do it. Jeez.
And so Canada today said they're now working with China. They just made, an announcement. I think it was this morning or yesterday morning. So that's crazy too, and that's the same kind of thing. So you have atheist China working with atheist and Christian and Muslim Canada. So they don't care. They don't care about the religion they push on us to keep us separated. So then they can say, we're on your side, take you out. We're on your side, take you out. And they just divide and conquer. We're sending all like Democrats again. Yeah, Canada, you can have, yes, all of them.
Yeah,
Take them.
Canada, you can have all them.
It's personally 50 million across the planet.
The majority
Is the
are in
personal is
China.
the personally
That's
50?
approximately 12.5 million in Africa.
Well, that was 2021, and it's most likely only gone up, right, King? So and it's always been, and even the immigration in America, it's still, the Democrats call themselves progressive, the Republicans call themselves conservatives. But if you read through, they're doing the opposite. Democrats are doing the opposite of progressing because they want to go back to slavery. Slaves have always had housing and they've always had food, always in America. So just because they give immigrants to pick strawberries, food stamps and housing, they're still underpaid slave labor. So they just changed the wording. It's everything's bullshit. Everything's bullshit. The way to conquer a land is to get into a position of power, rape, plunder, and pillage. Then you overcomplicate things, make everybody feel stupid, and tell them that if they just keep electing you, you'll take care of it. Yeah, it's a multilateral, complex, complex. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. You overcomplicated it so only you can control it. But if you fell down, somebody else will be able to take over with a much less complex what's it called? Political structure. You
It's
can.
about states' rights.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about states' rights. Right. They can mask it as human rights, but it's about power.
Cheese for votes.
Yeah, right. Free cheese for votes, government cheese. That's exactly what's been happening. But the problem with what's happened, if you talk with the Republican or the Democrat, well, currently the Democrats, is they wanted to be able to give free cheese for votes. But the problem is they should have secured the power structure in America. They should have made sure that only American citizens could take power. Because now you've got people from other countries that are naturalized and they're now in positions of power. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. They did a great job. They took over a lot, but they didn't secure their place. That's the problem. And then when too much money starts getting amassed by one group, the other group that wants some says, no.
Slavery before the colonialist British.
Well, let's be honest. The United States is about the yes. That's true. We should watch Yuri Bremner's interview and get your thoughts. So Skippy, if you're on the afternoon or the evening stream, I'm hoping you will be. When I'm streaming from the PC and I can pull it up on screen and stuff, we'll watch over it.
The Quaker movement was started in the 1600s.
Yes.
King George still relied on slave labor.
Yeah, and everyone still does.
China is offering an $86 billion bounty on the wanted murderer, rapist, and war criminal Donald Trump.
$8.6 billion or Chinese shekels. Now I forgot what I was just saying. What did we just say? Colonial British. King George, right? Everybody, slave labor. Everybody still relies on slave labor. Slaves.
Quakers pushed for abolitionism 100
Yes, that's
years
true.
before we had a revolution.
Just in America, because the previous slaves are a different skin color, it's easier to see. But everyone's had slaves. White people have had white people slaves. Arabs have had Arab people and white people slaves. And it's always been. And every greedy company still wants cheap labor. If you can get the government to pay for your slaves' housing and their food, and slaves have always been fed and sheltered. They've always had a place to sleep and food to eat so they didn't die, so they could work. And that's exactly what they're doing now. They want to be able to food stamp the slaves, and Section 8 house the slaves, and of whatever color these days. And that's a huge issue, and it's got to be called out. And these people got to get thrown out of power. The big problem with the power structure in America is it's begging to be taken over because they didn't lock down the power structure system.
Before the start of the Civil War.
And less than that, I think it was 8. I think it was 8. And like 99.9% of all of those were Democratic Southerners. Even Democratic Northerners didn't have slaves. It was because there was no cotton and tobacco fields in the North. So if there was, the whole United States probably, or the Irish kind of probably would have had slaves, because greed is greed. You can put a red tie on it or a blue tie on it. It's still, that's the ultimate thing. The ultimate thing is I want to have a bigger ding-a-ling than this guy. I want to do bigger than that. So therefore, I need cheap labor, high product costs, so my bank account's bigger at the end of the day, and I can be like, see, you stole my girlfriend back in high school, but now I'm richer than you. And that's the freaking wackadoodle game. Nicotine is about the only thing that I use, Tom, and caffeine. B12, D3. D3. Yeah. So the thing is, they make.
Who says the Civil War wasn't about slavery is a moron. The Southern Baptist Coalition was formed to maintain slavery, and its largest Protestant organization in America. Every North American slave owner counted himself a good Christian.
There wouldn't have been a civil war over slavery if the South didn't want to secede.
Such a simple moral issue as this, then what good is it as a moral compass?
If the Bible can't even point you in the right direction for such a civil war issue, what do you mean? No. It's not. Has nothing to do with biblical direction, biblical compassing. It has to do with greed and power.
So I am on opiates, lol.
Even Plato, okay, not accusation or anything. I assume most liars do something. I got shot in the foot. So I want opiate. Oh, no, brother, that's no problem. No. Yeah, no, understood. No, I don't smoke. I'm 49 now. I was in the movie industry and the music industry. Music industry from the beginning of my life. Music industry for the past 15 years. I just left to do that. Yeah, I'm doing it.
They read the largest Protestant organization in America.
Yahweh explicitly told them they can own other humans as personal property. Okay, so the problem there, Intrepid, is it's always been a thing. It wasn't owning people as property. Biblical slavery is different than chattel slavery. Biblical slavery was indentured servitude. You had to pay your slaves or trade goods and services with your slaves. So just because they use the same word slavery doesn't mean it means the same thing.
Word to the heathens that is excusing slavery.
Heathens, exactly. Heathens that excuse slavery. So, but defining terms is not excusing. The biblical slavery was indentured servitude. You could be a slave for 7 years a slave, and then you got a plot of land. They could be like, hey, you live in this country, we live in this country across the ocean. We'll pay to ship you here. You'll work for my company, my farm for X number of years, and then you go free. Biblical slavery was not chattel slavery. You didn't own people. You had them as employees, and it's absolutely. No, biblical slavery is not chattel slavery. Every day, show me. You tell me right now, Intrepid. You tell me. Give me verse, chapter, verse. You tell me. Where is it? You give it to me, brother. You're wrong. Give it to me. Verse and chapter. You tell me where. I'll wait. You have all you have is apologetics and not actually read the text. Yes, you idiot moron. I read it every day. I've got over hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. Here you go. You can read my study time right there. 9,430 minutes. And that's just on my Bible app. Okay, that's not as anything. So you bring it to me, Leviticus. Okay. Now, what is Leviticus talking about? What is Leviticus talking about? You may bequeath them your sons, or you inherit your possessions forever. You may make slaves of them. What is slavery? You mother moron idiot. The slavery in the Bible. And what is Leviticus talking about? You don't know what you are talking about. They are describing another people in Leviticus. You don't know what you are talking about. You're a moron. The slavery allowed in the Abrahamic religions is not chattel owned slavery. You could have your slaves for 7 years during those times, or whatever the agreed upon period of servitude was. And then, yes, during that time, during the company, the family that owned those slaves, that had those slaves, it's not chattel. It was not chattel slavery. You did not have them for life. You had them for a period of time. No, you frickin' moron. Listen to this idiot. You could have them during the period of servitude, which was an agreed upon concept. Now, if you're talking about biblically them explaining what other people were doing at the time, that's different. The Bible never gives anybody the right to own another person for indefinite times. They allow you to make contracts. You don't know what you're talking about. You can say it all you want. You can say it all you want, Intrepid Chip. Say it all you want. You don't know. You do not know what you're talking about. What up, Seacon? Okay, brother. Ready? Okay. The Bible. Oops, hold on. Let me turn this off. Sorry. Oh. The Bible presents a complex picture of servitude, heavily regulating temporary servitude, indentured servitude for Israelites, harsher conditions for foreigners, while explicitly condemning kidnapping for slavery. Leviticus permits owning foreign slaves as permanent property, a key point, often cited as chattel slavery. That is only, if you continue to read, you will see it's only by contract. So you cannot take people from Africa, bring them to whatever land, and say, hey, chattel slavery, the explicit owning of people for a lifetime, is forbidden for in families and kidnapping. It's got to be contractual. You don't know what you're talking about. I've read it, and I just showed you what it is. No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know his Bible. I know my Bible very well. I spend hours and hours and hours a week reading my Bible. And I've talked about it. I've been through churches. I've been through discussions and debates over and over and over again. Just because biblical slavery differed from radicalized chattel slavery in the Americas, granting some rights, but laws did allow for perpetual reforms containing a two-tiered system. Now, if you were following the, let's go back here. If you followed, okay, so we go to Exodus. You cannot steal and sell people with a death penalty for offenders, directly opposing chattel slavery. Okay, just because people did it. And they explained and they said that people did it, it's not allowed. Just because they describe something does not mean they're allowing it. You're a moron. What's the previous chapter say, dipshit? What's the previous freaking, now you got me all mad. Listen, if someone signed them, and listen, you're taught. Okay, hold on. We'll go into a biblical lesson here. Let me pull up my notes.
Okay, let me find one. Let me grab my Bible. Okay, let me look up where I have my notes. 1439. Okay. Okay. Faradrine. All right, you know what? Let me see if I can do this for you. Okay, let's see. Paul's letter, Exodus 31:16. Let me see if I can find a thing for it. Let's do this. Hold on. One. Okay. All right. Oops, set my thing down. 1 second. Okay. I got to find you a reference here. Okay, so the biblical difference in so let's define chattel slavery. Chattel slavery is treats people with property that can be bought, sold, inherited, or exploited with no rights. That's the definition of chattel slavery, correct? Let's say chattel slavery treats people that can be bought, sold, inherited, and exploited with no rights. Okay, all right. So that's the definition of chattel slavery. You said chattel slavery. There is now go back to the point where they have no rights again. Okay, right? So they can't be beaten for work and killed upon. So go show me where that is. Exodus: when a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies under his hands, the slave shall be avenged. The slave shall be avenged. Do you not understand the difference between chattel slavery, no rights, no nothing, and biblical slavery? I'm not saying there's no slavery in the Bible. There's not chattel slavery. You can't, if you kill, the owner shall be punished. Right. The slaves in the Bible had rights. Dude, I think either we're miscommunicating or you're misreading something. But if the slave survives a day or two, there's no punishment for the slave owner's property. Right, the slave has rights. Do you guys are we missing something big here, or am I just freaking out? I literally gave you the fucking chapter and the verse. You're not even acknowledging. Oh, well, I'm freaking out here and looking stuff up. What's the chart? What's the verse? When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies, he will be avenged. Right. I never said there's not slavery in the Bible. I said there's not chattel slavery in the Bible. Explicitly, you may bequeath your sons and daughters. Yes. If the person is a slave to you, you may bequeath them to your son and daughter during period of servitude. If they are foreigners, which are forever slaves, the slaves still have rights. It's not chattel slavery. You're lying, dude. You're using the wrong term. There's chattel slavery in the Bible. No, listen, the slaves, I'm not saying there's no explanations or definitions or representations of chattel slavery in the Bible. When they're explaining other places that use chattel slavery, it's in the Bible. I'm saying the Bible does not allow for you to have slaves as chattel slaves, which means they have rightless slaves that just stick in a box and don't do anything and can't
go against their masters. There's definitions and there's explanations of chattel slavery, and there's, oh, we went to this land and they had people and they did this and this, and this was the rules here. But the Bible does not allow you to own slaves, dehumanized human slaves. You always had rights, which is the difference between slavery in the Bible and chattel slavery. Untrue. Please, someone help me now. When the scientific knowledge and the morality of the deity, perfect. Hold on. When the scientific knowledge, hold on. Let me scroll. I probably missed a whole bunch of chats. Hold on. When a slave master, yeah, you said that. When the scientific knowledge and the morality of the deity is perfectly and utterly restricted to the Bronze Age, you have to be a moron to think that that's the creator of the universe. What? I can't believe this guy's sitting here lying about his book and saying it doesn't endorse chattel slavery. It doesn't endorse chattel slavery. Dude, there's a difference. You're an idiot. Listen, you sound like a Republican. You sound like a Republican and a Democrat had sex and had you. You have to define your terms. I never said there's not slavery. I said there is chattel slavery spoken about in the Bible, and there is slavery in the Bible. But the difference between chattel slavery and indentured servitude is you have to have rights. That's the difference. Tell me where I'm wrong. You're arguing just to argue. Jesus promised his followers 3 separate times that he was coming back on the clouds to judge everyone in their lifetimes. Didn't, so he was a fraud. That's not what we're talking about, idiot. He was a liar, a fraud. Okay, so that's still different from what you're talking about. 20, 10 to 16. Okay, hold on. What am I, Deuteronomy 20, 10 to 16? Deuteronomy 20, 10 to 16. 20. Okay, 10 to 16. 10. When thou consumest high unto a city, fight against it, and proclaim peace unto it. It shall be, make the answer of peace open unto thee. And then it shall be, the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee and shall serve thee. Okay. Yes. What does that mean? That means that they're spoils of war. Slavery is in the Bible. The difference is, let me finish the whole thing. It's not chattel slavery is using people as animals. They have no rights. You can't beat and kill a slave in the Bible and not suffer repercussions for it. They have rights. That's the difference. They're not like the current Islam slaves in Africa that can just be shot in the face. That's chattel slavery. How you kill a cow when you want to eat it. The current slavery going on in Africa, the 7 million current slaves, that's against the Bible. What the right hand owned. If we want to talk about the Quran, would you like to talk about the Quran intrepid shrimp? He's sitting here lying about the text. No, yeah, you can say that all you want because you're a heathen. You're a freaking heathen. Absolutely. You can't even be honest about the book. Okay, so you're here you're some Dawa dude that's here just to lie about it. So this dude Intrepid Chimp doesn't know the difference between chattel slavery, indentured servitude. Obviously, he hasn't read the book. You're an idiot, dude. No, okay, cool. You're out of here. Yeah, you're out of here. So the difference between chattel slavery, indentured servitude, and slavery in chattel slavery, people are treated like animals. They have no soul. They're not seen as anything. You can kill them for no reason, like you can in the American slave trade. The biblical allowed slaves are people that work for you for something for under a contract. The contract can be for life. But they had rights. That's the difference between chattel slavery and standard wackadoo slavery. He's not a fundamentalist. He's a freaking atheist Dawa guy. I think the username is atheist. Yeah. He's a moron. So when people lose the battle, the only thing they can do is start attacking someone. So he doesn't know. He did a Google cut, copy, and paste. I've got the book right here. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He feels stupid. Because he got embarrassed. So the only thing he can keep saying is liar, liar, pants on fire. I get to sit here and get paid for this to prove him wrong because he is misguided in either his religion, his lack of religion, his education or his lack of education, or he's just doing it to be a troll. Either way, I got content out of it, and I got to say, passionately what the Bible, the difference between biblical slavery and what the difference between actual Islamic Christian wannabe Christian Catholic slavery, U.S. based. The difference was there's a difference. Every religion, Christian, Catholic, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Islam, they all have assholes and non-assholes. The point is you need to stay away from the assholes and surround yourself with good people. It's cold in Iowa. Bacon will unite us. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except punishment for a crime where the party shall be convicted, shall exist within the United States, any place subject to the RC. Yes, agreed. Whiskey, what up, Jizzle? The law from Yahweh literally says if you beat your slave and they die a few days, then there's no punishment because the slave owner's properly. No, it doesn't, brother. It doesn't. Okay, listen. Hold on. If you, I think you have to read that one more time again, brother. If you beat your slave and he lives for a day or two and then lives, you do not get, in the laws of that time, you do not get, if the slave dies, you have to pay retribution. Now, if they're explaining about a particular, hold on. So you're talking about this again. Were you talking about Deuteronomy? Sorry, I'm trying to deal with a bunch of different chats. Bro, you're using Google AI summary. No, I got my book right here. The reason I used the Google summary was to explain what chattel slavery is. I never said there's not slavery in the Bible. I said there absolutely is, but I said there's a difference and you have to explain it. I don't care. I don't care about being like, oh, well, you're God like slavery. I don't care about that. I care about liars. And if you don't define the terms, there's a difference between slavery and chattel slavery. The slavery in the biblical, the way that these wackadoos back in the day in the Bible allowed slavery is different. They're a bunch of fuckheads. I'm not saying let's worship them. What I'm saying is it's different than chattel slavery. What's the difference? So if you had a test on this, you would get that question wrong if you answered yes, chattel slavery was allowed. If it said was other slavery allowed, yes, you would get that correct if you chose yes. But chattel slavery, where the slaves had no rights, is different. And just because there's a particular law about beating them and dying, and there's a difference. And the truth is the truth. You can't bend shit because you want to win an argument on the internet. Wow, what are the odds? What, Richard? Hold up. Yeah, I'm glad to see you showing them with education. That's what I want. Look, people have been lied to for so long, and people have been lying just to win arguments. My name is I Fail First. I love failing in front of people because I get to learn. But when I know something in and out, I'm not saying slavery is the way to go. I could grab a Quran and do the same thing to you idiots. To the idiots that think they know the Quran, the idiots that think they know the Bible. I've got both. I read them. I've got Hadith. I read them. I know what I'm talking about in these particular cases. When I don't, I say thank you. I'm not guarding the Christians. I'm not guarding Muslims. I'm telling the truth as how I know it. This is crazy. This is Mr. Joe Waters in the chat. Richard, this is the dude I was telling you about. Hey, what's going on, brother? Using Google to agree with comments. Right. It's pretty standard because I wanted something to demonstrate, to show, because he can't he doesn't have a screen and a camera to show me. So I can use any of my books and I can use that. And we can agree that the difference between slavery and chattel slavery, both are which bad and absolutely should be eliminated and have been eliminated from America and should be in other states and other countries as well. But there's a difference. I just want there to be truth. I'm not saying, no, my God's better than your God. My God doesn't allow slavery. I never said that. And he's liar. Understood, dude. Liar. But he's the liar. AJ, I got to work and get sent home because my dumb self wore tennis shoes instead of work boots. Yeah, dude, you smashed some toes on that. The other guy is right, and the universe agrees with his. Is correct by what you were saying is wrong? And he's a heathen. Hold on. If the other guy is right, and the universe agrees he was correct by you saying he was wrong as a heathen, does that make you a liar? No, because this is the problem with not agreeing on an actual truth. That's why I tried to get him to define what chattel slavery was, and he didn't do it. He's one of the liar. Mystic, brother, I'm not taking sides. But there's a difference between chattel slavery. When we can talk about the Quran, we can talk about Hindu, we can talk about whatever religion you want. My point is, I'm not being an apologist. There is just a difference. Chattel slavery is described in places that were visited and written about in the Bible. But in the Bible, when they allow slavery, there's a difference between chattel slavery, where people can be killed for no reason, and not just that they had rights. The slaves in the Bible had rights. There were slaves in the Bible. The God of the Bible allowed slavery, but chattel slavery was not allowed. They described chattel slavery. That's my point, Mystic, my friend. Come on, bro. Aren't you the boss? Whiskey, nah, since my restaurant days, I don't want to be the boss ever again. What up, Dean? Here we go again. You two legends. Owning people no. Okay, so Ninja. Owning people as property is slavery. If I had, well, we've had slaves here in America. There's 7 million slaves currently in Africa in chattel slavery. The difference between slavery, indentured servitude, and chattel slavery is the slaves have rights. Indentured servitude is slavery, but it's for a conscripted period. So if I say, hey, I'm going to fly you from Europe to the United States, and you're going to work on my cotton farm for 7 years, and then I'm going to give you a house and some land, or that will pay for the trip, that's slavery. Chattel slavery means you don't have any rights. You're just an animal. So slavery as human slavery and slavery as chattel slavery are two different things. They both overlap, but chattel slavery means if when I'm just done with you, I can kill you, cut you up, make you into meat. You're not a human. Sub, thank you. The Bible allows for both types. The Bible doesn't allow for both types. The Bible does not allow for slavery without rights. The Bible describes places that had slavery without it, Ninja. And so does the Quran. So I'm not favoring. I'm tired of everybody in the news lying about everything, just saying, oh, this person, I'm tired of you fucking Republicans, I'm tired of you fucking Democrats lying about everything. Most people do not know what they're talking about. I was lucky to get the information and have the time to learn what I have learned, and that's all I'm here. I'm here to let people know it's okay to fail. It's okay to be wrong. You have to, when confronted with information, take a step back, take 5 minutes to look into it, and then we can reconvene. What is cartel? Are you from Zinc, Arkansas? No, I'm from Georgia. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm in Georgia right now. What up, Seacon? 30 acres and a mule. Sadly, not many got what they promised. Yeah, right. Yeah, and so the big issue when people get embarrassed on the internet, they just start calling names, and I do it too. When I get mad, I yell at people. But the thing is, it seemed like he was arguing from the point of view to say your religion's wrong. It's not my religion, but I've got the book right here. I'm not a Muslim either, but I've got the book. And I read about it and I learn about it. And I see people arguing. I'm like, wow, chattel slavery in the Bible. And I read through it and I say, what's the definition of chattel slavery? Oh, okay, no rights. In the Bible, could slaves have rights? Well, here, when they were describing these places where they weren't in Abrahamic religions, they had chattel slavery. But from God, what God said you could do in the Bible, yeah. H2O is a gangsta. What up, Seacon? I'm doing good. I saw me and Diddy made me laugh. What happened? Whiskey, do you want to be a slave for 7 years and be stuck on Robben Island? Where's Robben Island? Where's Robben Island? Yeah. So right. And I think a big problem with arguing on the internet is that you can't. I mean, I love it. I think it's freaking a kick-ass job to do. But the problem is I'm just tired of liars. I'm just tired of people that just lie. And then you have people that are anti one religion. Like if they're Christians and they're against Muslims and they lie about what's in the Quran, or if they're Muslims and they're against Christians and they lie about what's in the Bible, that's the kind of bullshit I'm just done with. The information is out there, and the thing is I just want people to define their terms and whatever. We can be anti whatever you want to be, and we can do it together. Just don't lie to me, and don't lie to oters. Welcome back, Bill Nye. What up, 43? God says that non-Israelites can be slaves for life. That's okay. So Ninja brother, they have rights. They have rights. They can't just be killed willy-nilly and stuff. They have to have a place to live. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's described differently. Chattel slavery means you have no rights. It's basically so chattel slavery is like unhuman. Just because you think that might be inhumane, it may be in your mind, but the way it's defined is different. The word car doesn't mean giraffe. Chattel slavery does not mean slavery because they both have the same word. Chattel slavery meant that you weren't seen, like the American slavery was chattel slavery. You were 3/5 a human or whatever. Black people were 3/5 a human. So they still were part not human. So it was okay to kill them. You didn't get arrested for killing your slaves in chattel slavery. In biblically allowed slavery, you can't just kill your slaves. You can't serve them as food. God says that non-Israelites, they can be sold and inherited. Yes, but they have rights still. Listen, Ninja, there's slavery allowed in the Bible. The slavery that's allowed in the Bible is not the chattel variety. It's the I'm a fucking asshole variety for owning humans, but it's not chattel. My problem is not religious. I'm not worried about what religion he is or anything like that. When people say lies with their full chest, chattel slavery was not allowed in the God of the Bible. Chattel slavery was allowed by the God of the Bible. This we can say that's true, but you can't say, oh, the God of the Bible. You can also say the messenger of the Quran allowed you to have the right hand. It's in all books because it's always a thing. It's a thing right now in America. Illegal aliens and legal immigrants that they want to pick. These are slaves. Just because slaves have always had a roof over their head and food to eat. But the slaves in America now have human rights. If you kill them, you get arrested for it. That's right. Because they have some rights, that's not chattel. So if I have a cow that works for me in the field and I just want it to die, I can kill it and I won't go to jail for that. They don't have human rights. The slavery defined in the Bible is not chattel slavery. It's I'm an asshole for owning a human slave, but if I kill that human, I have legal repercussions against me in the Bible. So that's the difference. That's the difference, Ninja. Yes. So yes, there was slavery in the Bible, but when people are I think when people want Muslims to look bad or they want Christians to look bad, so they lie, and just by adding a word chattel, they've been chattel slavery. No, they didn't. And the thing is, I know when they say that, they're doing that to start a fight because they know, or if they're uneducated, they don't know. Somebody told them just that happened or whatever. What's up, Charlie? What day? And so to start fights on the internet, you can say things like that, like, oh, you're a Christian, your Bible allowed chattel slavery. No, you freaking liar. No, it didn't. It allowed slavery and indentured servitude. The slaves had rights. There will always be people that work for underwage. There will always be slaves. Slavery, by definition, is not gone. And the currently, not the Republicans now, but the Democrats now, currently, Republicans will do it again in a couple of years, I'm sure, because all these people that own companies and own farms, they want cheap labor. Slavery will always be a thing. I check out arguing. Yeah. Slavery 2026. Yeah, it's I'm just so fed up with liars and people that intentionally lie. And when then what you could tell, he failed the argument because he started saying, you don't know your own book. And it's not my book. That's how I knew he was just trying to be inflammatory, because he thought he was going to hurt me as a Christian. But if he would have came in saying the Quran allows X, Y, or Z, and he lied about it, I'd have done the same thing. Yeah, they're not open. Well, the problem is that they're not open. Well, they're not open-minded, but the problem is they want to lie. Now, if you want to go to the Bible or the Quran, the devil is a deceiver. So if he is religious in any aspect, or if he's an atheist, I think the dude's just inflammatory. So one would use cattle prod instead of cattle prod to keep them in line. I don't think they had cattle prods back then. There's electric zappies. I will let the Holy Spirit handle the splaining. Understood, Charlotte. Yeah, it's not the thing that really irritates me, grinds my gears, is when people just want to lie. Freaking politicians, these freaking lying ass Republicans, these lying ass Democrats, these lying ass Muslims, these lying ass Christians, they're full of shit. I want a Muslim and a Christian and a atheist just to tell the truth, but they don't want the truth. Subscribe. All right, Charlotte, what's your name? What name you want on the wall? What name you want on the wall? Giving us a bad name. Right, and tell me what you want on the wall real quick, Charlotte, and then we'll get into that. Charlotte. CHARLOTTE. Charlotte, ORTERB. Charlotte, gotcha. Okay, Richard Lewis, like you. What were we just saying? You said something. Rest in peace. Yes, sir. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You can't handle the truth. So here's the thing about Muslims and Christians, okay? There's this thing, Islamophobia. But the problem is you have a lot of people that aren't actually Muslim saying that they're Muslims in order to do bad things. And the Muslims have to call that out. You can't just say, but he's Muslim. No, yeah. Well, everything that he's doing, it goes against the holy books of Islam, and that's a problem. So it's not Islamophobic. The person that's saying they're Muslim's a liar. And same with Christians. You can't say you're a Christian and run a freaking Christian church and fly a golden jets as the God liner. They're just liars. It's just, I'm done with it. Rip to the atom. Woo. What up, Rebar, brother? I am inclined to disagree. What up, Andy? Didn't the Old Testament? Yes. So ND. Yes. So right. So this was the argument. The argument was that the God of the Bible allowed chattel slavery. The difference between slavery in the Bible and slavery and chattel slavery is the slaves of the Bible had human rights. You can't just kill them and let them there to die. They had human rights. They were still humans, even though they were slaves. So you couldn't abuse them. Abuse is that you could whip them and shit, but if you whipped them and they died, you died. Right. So yes, there was slavery in the Bible. There wasn't, and there was chattel slavery described in the Bible when they were describing other lands. But the God of the Bible did not say your slaves are inhuman animals. Kill them, eat them, do whatever you want. That's not true. So regardless, the guy was wrong. And he was trying to press the point saying, you're God stupid because he allows chattel slavery. No. You're lying. And when people use these terms, they're in hate group type people that just want to piss people off. And I get excited. I'm easily excitable. Charlie Kirk died for our sins. Yes, sir. No, I'm not Jewish. I just broke my nose a lot, 99. I did a lot of skateboarding. Before you came out of the closet, were you comfortable with being yourself around other people? I don't know. They kept stepping on my ding-a-ling. By the way, the type of koi material I should buy. I would buy like fender washers, whatever the cheapest. Just to do tests on koi. How you doing? No, I'm not. Okay, no. Joe, if you had an older brother, this is it, Ninja. I don't really think you can say somebody has rights when they don't. Hold on. Now, here we go getting into semantics. What's the difference between no rights and some rights? That's the difference in the explanation. Just because you feel like because they don't have the right to go free, they don't have other human or other legal rights.
you can't starve a slave in the Bible. You can't starve a slave in the Quran. You can't just kill a slave in the Bible. You can't kill a slave. It's different. Just because they were slaves doesn't mean they weren't humans. That's the difference in the definitions. That's why there's the difference between chattel, which is basically means treating them like cattle. They were allowed to learn. They had other human rights. They didn't have zero human rights. I understand where you're going, my brother. I understand where you're going. I really don't think you can say, right. The problem is that's what's so fucked up about slavery, right, Ninja? That's what's fucked up about it, is because, yes, they can learn, they can dance, they can sing, they can eat, they can, if someone steals from them, they can say, this guy stole from me, and that guy can go to jail, but they can't go free. Right. So I agree, but there's a difference. If I was to be enslaved, I would at least want somebody not to be able to beat the piss out of me and not go to jail for it, or me to get some repercussions out of it. I understand what you mean though. What up, Cyrus? Bill, let my people go. Bill Nye, the science guy. What up, Cyrus? Angel is a beer Jew. What's that mean? What's a beer Jew? He was saying Bill Nye, the science guy. He was singing it in text from the what's it called? Well, chattel slavery and regular slavery. But exactly, right. I agree, ND. Exactly. They're both fucked. Absolutely. Don't own people. Period. I don't recall why you're trying to sell like Shakespeare. Oh, whiskey. Okay, I wasn't trying to sell Shakespeare. They didn't have zero human rights. They just lacked the most basic. Yes, Ninja. This is my point. I'm not trying to say it's okay. I'm just trying to tell people not to lie. Yes, exactly. Yes. And the Bible said that was okay. The Bible said that was okay in the Old Testament. And it's still okay today, dude. It's still okay today. If you take over land, if you start an army today and you take over land, what do you think happens to the people of that land? If you start an army and take over whatever, what do you think happens to the people of that land? But they're able to beat their slaves. Exodus clearly says you can beat them as long as you can't beat them in a couple of days. Brother, I never said that wasn't in the Bible. I'm saying that there's a difference. Just because they were assholes doesn't mean that it's not there. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying they had we're having a conversation like you're having a quiz. If you were answer the questions, is slavery okay in the Bible? Yes or no? You would say yes. Is chattel slavery allowed by the God of the Bible? No. There's a difference. It has nothing to do with good or bad. It has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with inflammatory language, and people want to. Why are you defending it? I'm not defending it. I just don't want Zen, brother. I just don't want people lying. I'm just tired of liars. And not about religion, about everything. I'm tired of liars. I'm tired of people that like, because so many people are so ill-informed about so many subjects. I'm just tired of liars. ND, you here with me, brother? I wonder how long Trump was given the Saddam Hussein treatment. In the Old Testament, it was allowed to buy a servant for 6 years, but according to the New Testament, it seems like it was rather tolerated than accepted. Right. Well, you said that you can't beat your slaves, silly, but the Bible contradicts that. No, I didn't say you can't. Dude, I said there's repercussions for it. If you whip your slave, if you slap your slave around, if they get hurt by that, then you can get in legal trouble. They still have, just because they don't have all the human rights doesn't mean they have no human rights. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying what's in there, the words that are on the page. I guess whiskey took his brain cells out. Yogi, the people of the conquered land would become axle grease. Yeah. Hey, Richard, can you make Waters Amadi? He's a good dude. Okay, don't delete anybody or I'll kill you. Yes. So Ninja, listen, I don't want to try to push you away. If you want to say, hey man, there's a bunch of slaves in the Bible, I'd be like, yeah, it's fucked up, right? But that's it. I just want people to be honest. I think the world is so fucked up right now because so many people lie and get away with it for just bullshit. And I happened to know about this particular fact, so I knew that they were lying. And then when he started talking back, I knew he wanted to get inflamed. So I just want to say that there's a difference. Okay, what would you say? You said that you can't beat your. I did not say you can't beat your slaves. I said you can't beat your slaves and get away with it. It's you can beat your slave. You can whip your slaves. If you whip your slaves to the point of injury, you can get in trouble for it. Same thing it is now. Same thing now. You can spank your child. But if you spank your child and their butt bleeds, you could go to jail for that. You have to understand that just because it feels emotional doesn't mean it's correct. I understand, brother. Richard, calm down. Remember, you're not get upset with less fortunate. They can't keep up with the conversation. There's no need. Oh no, I'm not. I mean, I just get animated. I'm not pissed. No. Listen, I'm not pissed at all. I would gladly invite you in every day, and we could talk about everything. But yeah, the thing is, there's a definitional difference. A definitional difference. Now, you're not. If you ask me, do I agree with it, Ninja? I'll say no. No, I don't. Was God okay with it? Was God okay? Yeah, looked like it. Absolutely. It appeared to be that way. Can't we all just get along? We're working on it. And most people are okay with it. Look what's going on in America right now. Look what's going on in America. Look how many Americans are okay with slavery today. Look at it. It's absolutely insanity. Like, who's going to pick my strawberries? Like Jasmine Crockett just said that we ain't going to go back to picking cotton. Right. She wants another class to pick her cotton. They're still okay with it. And then Exodus explicitly says there's no punishment for beating them with a rod if they recover after a few days of slavery as your property. Listen, the laws, okay, so part of the Bible is you have to follow the laws of the land, okay? In Exodus, when they're talking about that in the area, the laws of the land said these things. This is what they're representing. So the laws of the land said that. And remember, you could beat your child until like 20 years ago in America. The laws of the land said this. It says you have to understand that there's a difference between prescribing and describing. They were describing what was going on at the time and the laws of that time. And God of the Bible allows for the people that follow him to make laws of the land as long as they don't do it. If you read through the Bible. Let's hop off this Bible talk. Sorry, that was a bad joke. It's all right, brother. Blacks are so uppity. The laws of the land, Exodus 21 is God talking to Moses. Yes, I'm trying to describe two things at the same time. I didn't know you understood what you were talking about. I thought you were asking questions for clarity, Ninja. I was trying to talk about prescribing and describing. So the beating of the whipping. There was question. Do you know what happened in the chapters previous to that? Like why this question came up to being asked, Ninja? All right, look. Ninja, listen, brother. If you would like to talk about this. Who wants to continue with the Bible talk? Give me a 1. Who doesn't? Give me a 2. If everybody wants to, we'll absolutely continue. But if you're the only one that's interested in it, it could because I'm Joe Smurf, bro. So Smurf, what are we doing? Okay. Skippy, anyone else? Jump off his Bible stuff. Okay, all right. Okay. Previous chapter, Exodus 20, is 10 commandments. God's still talking to us. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're done. Okay. We're done with it now. A Ninja, if you want to get into a Bible study class about it, we can absolutely talk about it. Join the Discord. All right. Let's all agree that food is tasty. We have to start on common ground. Right. Yeah. I'm not your biblical scholar here to tell you what to do or not. And you can argue God did this, God did that. That's great. Read the Bible and you tell me what you think. But the point of this conversation, and then I'll be finished, is that chattel slavery is no human rights. Slavery has human rights. You can beat people, fine. If I said that while I was mad, I apologize. But there was human rights. Whether you consider that and what's considered human rights at that time is a different thing. You have to understand that, Ninja. So if they were down with beating slaves, if a slave was getting all uppity, look, people could slap their wives in the 1980 when they were getting all uppity. So I mean,
Anyway, Richard, want to hear something funny? I do, Jizzle. Food and music unites everyone. Bojack, how many cats do you have? One. I got one cat and oh yeah, I got one cat and eight chickens. Let's go check on them real quick. Why the long face? What up, Milo? All right, let's go check on the chickens. All right, let's go. Yeah. All right, let's see. All right. All right, let's get, you know what? Let's grab some worms for him real quick. Let's grab some worms for him. I locked myself out. By the long fix. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, let's go here. Chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick. What up, Kahora? Damn, it looks warm outside. It ain't warm. It's like 35 degrees. What's with death? What? All right, let's see. Gee. I mean, it's not too bad. Maybe it's almost, I guess, like 38. I mean, it's definitely sunny as all get out. Death is the admission. That's right. And I think people. Oh, shut up. We said we move on. Well, let me put that back. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see. Dang. It's grow lights in here. Okay. Let's go check for eggs. All right. Yeah, Jizzle. All right, let's see. Mandy, give me a handy. Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. We got 3. Put them in my pocket here. It's probably a bad idea. I'll fall over and smash them everywhere. Ah, check food. Jeez. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's plenty of water. All right, let's see. All right, we got food, we got water. Ahoy. We got more whiskey. Jeez, whiskey and water. Hey, whiskey with water. What's up? Whiskey with water. That's funny. We got whiskey with water, whiskey with water. Dude, if you guys are both the same, hold on, did I miss something here? And are you guys got to both be the same people? That would be freaking hilarious. What up, Toms?
I'm the real whiskey. Which whiskey? Which whiskey? What are you down with? What are you down with? You Scotch guy, Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, that type of stuff, or you more like frickin' Jim and Jack? These guys are legends. Welcome, legends. Okay. Oh, there can only be right. It's the Jim is gar. Oh yeah, absolutely. Freaking absolutely. I didn't want to step on your toes first. I don't want to say. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Green screen. Off. Done. Okay. Bam. Okay. These are my eggs. My egg mobile. There we go. No more chickens. Yeah, we can go back out and see the chickens. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see. All right, well, it's 42 already, so it's gonna looks like it's gonna get up to almost 50 today. Chicken butt. What's up, ladies? What's up, ladies? Oh, dang it. Dang it. No sound asshole. What's up, Don? Muted. Okay, what does the Bible say about keeping chicken slaves? So interestingly enough, God isn't meant to be like, oh, he'd be a vegan, everything's cool, don't no. God's meant to be feared. He's meant to be like a stern father figure that's meant to, like, if you mess up, you're gonna get whooped. Just because everybody's like, oh, peace and love. No, peace and love. No, the devil exists. Demons exist. Absolutely. So, yeah, I think people like to live outside of reality. You know, every once in a while, you got to throw knuckles on people when they get out of hand. And, you know, it's a part of reality. I think people like to live outside of that. You know, sometimes people get out of line. What a chump. What a chump. I'm trying, Don. Gramps with technology. That's what I do. He's just not reading us. I read you. Joe says, This is you long last brother, last Joe. Is this you long last brother? Is this chump chain chump? Is that you, Don? No sound, asshole. Did I miss something else? Let me see. So you say I should put knuckles on your head for keeping chicken slaves? I'm saying you could, but my chickens are free, except they're behind a fence. So let's think about that, right? So are my chickens slaves? They get fed and housed. They don't get beat. I don't kill them indiscriminately, and I give them a good life. But they're my slaves. We have canine teeth. That's right. That's right. That's right. Right. Because I think a lot of people feel that, no, look, it should be peace and love, but what about the evil in the world? And God says to take up your swords. Jesus actually says that. Jesus is God. So it's not meant to be like, look, just hug your enemies until they're good. No. If they fight against you, yeah. And so I think people think that that's not the way it should be. And I think that's because they want people to be weak and easily taken over. My slaves are free as well, except they're all stuck in the basement. They eat my scraps. Yes, they get a lot of scraps. Oh, Joe blocked you? I will if you want to be chill. I guess he didn't block you. Uh-oh, what's going on? Dean comes in with the frickin' the fist elbow combo. That's a good one. I tell you, anybody gets into a fight, and I'm not talking about a fight with your friends or your brother. I'm talking about if you get into a fight with somebody that wants to take you out, fist elbow. Bam to the bam. It'll end it very quickly, but it's very dangerous. Long history? Okay, gotcha. Once a troll, always a troll. Yeah, I understand. So, yep. And you know what I'm saying? Like, interesting things. Like, look at Pokemon. You know, like Pokemon, you go around and you have these animals that are freely trotting. Yes, I know it's a cartoon. Are freely trotting throughout, and you're like, I'm gonna catch them all, and then I'm gonna train them and I'm gonna feed them. But I'm training them, and I say, oh Pikachu, I love you. So does that mean it's not slavery? If you have sex with your slaves, if you love your slaves, is it still not slavery? Right? And I think people misrepresent this stuff. Absolutely, they misrepresent like reality. We be trolling. Yogi, first warning. Slaves, you gotta get us. We totally hate and try to get us trolling dirty. Yeah, yes. It's absolutely correct. But that doesn't seem like the God that I want to follow. What God are you going to follow? Second warning, Yogi. Yeah, man. What'd I miss? ND, what's this move? Maybe one day we'll do a collab and troll instead of butting heads. Yeah, you know, that's what you guys got to do. You guys got to come together. Third and last warning, Yogi. Next time you get sent to Mexico with our powers combined, we should be better than Captain Planet with our powers combined. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's check up, man. It got so cold last night. I'm surprised my freaking garlic and stuff ain't dead. Looking pretty good. They're looking like they're perking up pretty good. Looking up, they're waking up. Captain Planet was the gayest shit ever. Good taste, Yogi. Minus one morning. Oh, good. I like tacos. There you go. Cora wink. I get you, Cora. To start DEI. Yeah, I tell you what. The interesting thing about the whole like use fluffy language to convince people that you're good. You know, the whole diversity, equity, inclusion. It's so amazing. Like. It's so amazing, and it's so amazing that people are willing to be led by such wacky, stupid people. Like defund the police in the middle of a gang war. It's so crazy. I'm Vietnamese Yogi. One more warning: don't poke bears. Yogi Bear. Life's interesting. What time is it? Let's see. Okay, it's 12 o'clock now. All right, let's see what we're doing. All right, let's do this. I gotta get. I gotta see what the weather's gonna be like tonight. I think I gotta go pick up some propane for my portal in my greenhouse too. So I might as well do that now before it gets too late. And then maybe I should probably be back by about an hour and a half. So maybe we'll do some early Minecraft today. I'm glad Trump won. Couldn't deal with the crazy side, dude. Listen, I tell you what. Like, this is the problem that with Republicans and Democrats, or up until at least what's been changing. Like, I honestly think that the MAGA has ended up being the third party. And I think everybody was acting like children. You had all these people just acting like children, like just lying, and they never got their due spankings. And finally, Trump comes in and says, all right, Dad's home. It's time to stop stealing from our collective wallet and whatnot. So, yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Jordan is in a cult. Uh-oh, Jordan, don't be in cults. Jay Giles banned flamethrower, the cult, the witch. Jay Giles banned probably the cult. There you go. What up, Lamb? Dean, I unhide this profile. Dean, I unhide this profile you're using here. What happened to it? Oh, you hit him. Oh. Yeah, dude. All right, whiskey. Apparently, you can't handle the power, brother. All right. My apologies. I should have waited to get to know you better. All right, I'll unhide him. Hold on. He's like, I'm drunk. Yeah. Now you're on a 3-day suspension. Let's see. Give me a second. You freaking children. But it's good to see that people of the world are getting their freedoms back. Absolutely. Oh, I thought you did. My bad. Oh, okay. My apologies. There you go. All right. Okay. All right. There you go. My apologies. I thought you guys were just fucking with each other, so I had to come all the way back in and do this. All right, so I'll do this anyway. Let's see. Okay, gotcha. All right, we're good. I'm not very bright sometimes. I'm hella chill too, Rebar. You look like my old 8th grade teacher. What class, Rebar? What subject did he teach? Please say it was an art woman or something. Her name was. Good old times. Rebar had a crush on his 8th grade teacher. Oof. Math? Yeah. Do you suck at math, Rebar? If you do, I might have been your teacher because I freaking suck at math. I took one math class in college, Algebra 1, and failed it. Maths. I had a crush on multiple teachers too. I wrote the notes and everything. You're so pretty. Baby, my girlfriend. Circle yes or no and send it back to me. All right, let's do this. Ow. There we go. I never had a teacher that was any sorts of attractive. Wow. Where are you? Are you also in South Africa? What? Whiskey? I smell fear. Okay, let me see what the current let's see. Weather report.
It's 44 degrees and sunny in Sharpsburg.
44. Okay, so it's going to get 39, 46, 38. Okay, maybe I can. It doesn't look like it's going to get below freezing for a couple of days. Oh, in America. Yeah, I'm from Maryland originally. I had a math teacher that was absolutely smoking, so I added her on Facebook and she put me on blast in front of the whole classroom. Damn. I'm making vegetable chips. All right, this isn't okay. All right, so I'm gonna go. What time? What is it? What is this today? Friday. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I better take care of it today. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Texas or New England? Oh, I don't even know. I have no idea. Vegetables are hot. Spicy vegetables. I'm gonna. Let's see if it's open. Not Texas Roadhouse. What's the name of the place? Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply propane filling hours.
Okay, here are business hours for Supply propane filling hours near Noonan.
Tractor. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to take care of it now. The wheelchair is cold. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'll be back on probably about an hour. It's 12 o'clock now, my time, so I'll probably be back by 1:30-ish. But I'll hit up on the Discord before I go, or when I go live. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye. Treat your slaves well.